Wonder how many of my videos start with me striking a match into the bowl of my pipe. How you doing, YouTubers? It's Leo Alderpold, and I'm smoking my Corncob Nation Pipe of the Year. I'm actually just reaching the end of the bowl because, as usual, I haven't planned this video, so I've been prattling on and re-recording it, and in the course of which I've gotten down almost to the end. But been taking a half an hour break from work and watching a few YouTube videos, predominantly people's top fives, and it's top five tobaccos, and it's occurred to me rather that I haven't done one myself, so I figured I'd do a quick one now. Now, most people do their top five of the year or top five of all time or whatever. As anybody who has or suffers from tobacco acquisition disorder will know, coming up with top five is quite an onerous task. Condensing it and whittling it down to five, a mere five tobaccos, is really a big deal. And I don't think I can do that, so I'm going to just show you what I consider to be my general top five that have some degree of significance to me for one reason or another. Before I do that, I need to give an honourable mention to this stuff. Mick McQuaid plug. I couldn't do one of these videos without mentioning Mick McQuaid plug. And the reason for that is because it's not in my top five for the simple reason that it's no longer in production, which I can't understand at all. I really don't know. Scandinavian Tobacco Group knock out some absolute diabolical shite in the way of tobaccos, and over-the-counter blends, really shitty things, and then they cease to produce this stuff, which is just the most sublime, wonderful Virginia Burley imaginable. Really, it's beyond comprehension. I can only imagine it's something to do with the cost of production. Maybe it's cheaper to produce some of the shit that they churn out en masse. But anyway, so that gets an honourable mention, but it isn't in the top five because you can't get it anymore. Most of the UK distributors, suppliers have run out, and it's no longer available anywhere. So, R.I.P. Mick McQuaid. But so, top five. At number 5, Erin Flake, and the reason I've included this is because it's a kind of a Marmite blend. People either love it or hate it. I love it. I think it's great. I don't always smoke it, but it's one of those things that it doesn't matter what time of day it is, whether it's first thing in the morning or last thing in the evening. If I'm not really sure what I feel like smoking, then I'll quite often come to this one. And also I'll smoke it a lot more in company because the room note with the casings or toppings on the Erin Flake, the fruity room note, is very pleasing to other people. It is a Burley, or a Virginia Burley, so it's got that Burley kick that I really like, that nuttiness and sweetness that I love about a Burley. But it's perhaps a little bit more easily accessible for a lot of people. You can pick it up over the counter in a lot of places. And it's just fantastic stuff. It's a good, any time of day smoke, a good solid staple of mine. And I'm not an aromatic lover at all. I generally really do not like anything aromatic. But this one just always seems to have a time and place for me, and I love it. Next up at number 4, Special Latakia Flake, Germain Special Latakia Flake. This one has significance to me for a number of reasons. It's definitely one of my desert island tobaccos. I love it. I absolutely love it. Not something I smoke a great deal of, but when I do, I just get transported to heaven. And I may be wrong, but I think this is what you guys in the States call Penzance. But I need to, I'm fairly certain this one's Penzance, or labelled as Penzance, or close as near as, damn it. This is something that some people don't like the room note of, my other half certainly can't stand the smell of it. I don't smoke it indoors. And I tend to only smoke it in company if I'm in a big spacious beer garden of a pub or something like that. But as with pretty much everything by Germain's that I've tried, it is absolutely sublime, wonderful, wonderful stuff. Yeah, definitely one of my my apocalypse, end of the world, desert island tobaccos that I want to stash as much as I can of. So, that was number 4. Number 3. Where do I go with number 3? I think number 3 really is going to be this stuff right here. Solani's Aged Burley Flake. It was vying for the place of number 2, and I think, yeah, it's very much on a par with my number 2 tobacco as well. I love this stuff. It does, you know, it really, being a Burley lover, I can't speak highly enough of it. It is a good, straight, down to earth, no nonsense Burley, but it has that opulent sort of very special taste about it, very special feeling about it. It is expensive. It's 15.5 quid over here in the UK, which is probably about $23, something like that, for a 50-gram tin. It is not cheap. It's certainly the most expensive tobacco that I've ever bought. And as a result of that, I don't smoke very much of it, but when I do, I really, really enjoy it, and I make sure no other bugger is around, so that I don't get disturbed and I don't have to keep putting my pipe out. I can sit and, you know, drift away and smoke it. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Yeah, how am I doing on that? Oh, I think I'm just down to the end of the bowl. Damn shame. Anyway, yeah. I'm smoking Dottle there, which is a shame. Next up, number 2. Another one from Germain's. Germain's Rich Dark Flake, which I believe you guys call Stonehaven. Not entirely certain it's exactly the same thing, but I'm fairly sure. Oh God, I wish you could smell it. It is absolutely sublime, like everything of Germain's. And the reason this is number 2 is because this is a very, very special moment smoke for me. It's quite hard to get hold of, much the same way as some of the Esoterica blends like Stonehaven over there in the States. When your supplier's got it, they've got it. When they haven't, they haven't. They might not get any more in for a couple of months. So you tend to buy it when you can, stash it, and smoke it on occasion rather than every day. This is a smoke for me for, again, when I'm really, really savouring, and I don't want anybody else around talking to me or distracting me from the pure smoking pleasure. Again, Burley, what can you say? I love my Burleys. It is a Virginia Burley, I think, and hot pressed as well, if I'm not mistaken. So it's got that very sweet, sort of sugary flavour to it, but it's wonderful stuff and very, very special. But number 1, which I was smoking until it just went out, you have seen before with me in one or two of my videos. HU Tobacco's original warehouse blend, Nashville County, Kentucky Burley and Red Virginias. I love this stuff for the simple reason that it is austere. It's not very well known. It's one of those blends that it comes from the continent, it comes from Germany, and you know, everything on the back is in German. Don't understand a word of that. But you would just walk straight past it. You know, it's a very sort of austere tin. You don't know what it's really all about. But I got sent a sample by HU Tobaccos, by Hans Wiedemann of HU Tobaccos, and I fell in love with it immediately. That no nonsense, no mucking about, good, solid, honest burley. And this has become my favourite tobacco go-to any time of day, morning, noon, night. Solid, dependable, no nonsense blend, and I love it. So I don't want everyone to watch this video and then go and buy it all, because I want to buy it all myself. I have several tins of this now stashed, and it's become my solid. But yeah, that's it. That's my top 5. I dare say I'll probably do another one of these in due course. Maybe mix it up a little in future, but at the moment, those 5, massive significance to me for one reason or another, and I love them all. Fantastic. Anyway, keep it real, folks, and I'll see you all soon. Take it easy.